So we'll start seated. So if you want to sit cross-legged as you are, sit tall. We'll start off doing a few shoulder rolls, just loosen everything up. And then relax your shoulders down, close your eyes. And we'll begin with a few deep breaths. So just before we really get going, just pausing, tuning in. Feel the breath come in and out. Start to slow everything down, so slow your breath down, slow your body, slow your mind. And then drop your head down, drop your chin to your chest. Feel the back of your neck stretch. Slowly open your eyes up. And then sweep your arms up into the air, lift your chest, look up, inhale. And then exhale, float your hands down. As you breathe in, stretch out and up, look up. As you exhale, coming back down again. Do one more just like that. So inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower. And then we're going to start to add in some twists to them. So you're going to breathe in and stretch up just like you were. And then on the exhale, twist to your right. Take your right hand behind you. And then left hand in front of you. So inhale, stretch back up. And then exhale, twist around to the side. Take your hand back behind you. That's it. And then we'll do one more each way. So just go at your own pace. Don't worry if you're ahead or behind me. And then on your final one, come back to the centre and then just take your hands back down like we did for the first few. Roll your shoulders back and then spin yourself to your right. Take your right hand behind you down at the base of your spine. Look over your right shoulder. Take your left hand across onto your knee. And then just pause there. Then sitting tall, lift up through the crown of your head. Relax your shoulders. And then spin round to the other side. So come back to the centre. As you exhale, twist to your left. Roll your left shoulder back. Sit tall, shoulders relaxed, back and down. And then come back to the centre. You're going to stretch out to the side. So you're going to take right hand out to the side. Inhale, left arm up into the air. As you exhale, slide your right hand away from you. If you can get down to your elbow, go to your elbow. If you start to kind of tip over, just stay on the hand. And then we're going to keep stretching out to this side, but turn our chest down and up. So you're going to breathe in, look up to the ceiling. As you exhale, spin your chest round to the floor, look down, stretch out to the side. And then inhale, open your chest, keep reaching to the side as you turn to look up. Exhale to look down. Inhale, looking up. Last one, exhale down. And then on the inhale, look up and then lift all the way up. So coming to the front and then lift all the way up. And we'll go to the other side. So you're going to stretch your right arm up into the air. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the side. Pause there for a moment. So just reaching through your fingertips. Push your sit bone down to the floor so you stretch out the side of your waist and the side of your chest. Inhale as you look up, and then exhale, turning down to face the floor, reach out to the side. Inhale, looking back up again. And then do a couple more each way, just go at your own pace, so listen to your breath. As you exhale, look down, and as you inhale, look up. And then this time, as you inhale, look up and then lift all the way up again. Take your hands behind you, push your fingertips to the floor, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back, lift your chin, make sure your neck doesn't hang all the way back. Take a big breath. And then walk your hands in front, stretch them forwards, Push your hips down towards your mat as you reach your hands forwards. Drop your head, fold over your legs. And then engage your core, slowly roll yourself up. So slide the hands up, head coming up last. And then big shoulder roll and onto hands and knees. So swing yourself around, knees behind you. Doing some cat cows, knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Inhale, cow pose, tailbone lifts, look forwards, chest forwards. Exhale, round your back, tuck your hips under, drop your head. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. And then do a couple more each way, just going at your own pace again. So just tune in with your breath. Slow everything right down, so big, long, deep breaths. Next time you do your cat stretch, make that your last one and hold there. So really round your back, squeeze your tummy in and up, engage your core, pull your belly button to your spine, nice big stretch on your back. And then relax, come back to neutral. Then lift the right leg up into the air. Point and flex your foot a few times. And then circle your ankle around a few times each way. And then you're going to inhale, stretch the leg back behind you. Exhale, round your back, squeeze your knee to your nose. Inhale, extend back behind you. Exhale, knee to nose. Do one more each way. And then as you extend your leg back behind you, hold it there. You're going to draw some circles in the air with the legs. So move the whole leg around, rotating from the hip. Try to keep your hips stable, shoulders level. So engaging the core to stop any rocking. And then switch direction, go back the other way. And then back to hands and knees when you're finished. Do the same on the left side. So you're going to inhale, extend the leg out, flex your foot and then point your toes and switch between those two. For a moment, just stretch out your ankle, your foot, rotate your ankle around, circle around a few times each way. And then inhale, extend. Exhale, round your back, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. And one more. And then onto those circles, so extending your leg back behind you, circling around in the air, moving from the hip joint, and then just try to keep everything else as still as you can, then switch direction, back the other way. Back to hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide, push your hands firmly down, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up into the air. Pedal out through your feet, so keep your legs nice and loose, soft bend in your knees, and just start to gently stretch out, nothing too intense. And then start to walk your feet forwards. Walk your hands back to the feet, meet kind of somewhere in the middle of your mat, and then slowly roll up. And I'm going to do some spine rolls. So roll your shoulders back, stand tall, inhale. As you exhale, drop your chin to your chest, round your shoulders, start to slowly unstack your spine. Soft bend in your knees on the way down. Coming into forward fold, hang there for a breath or two. Let your upper body just hang heavy. Keep your knees slightly bent. Let your head drop, nod your head a couple of times. And then slowly roll back up again. So just restacking the spine, pull the tummy in, and then slowly rebuild the spine up, head coming up last. Roll the shoulders back, stand tall, big breath in. As you exhale, drop your chin to your chest, slowly roll back down again. So when you roll up and down, just moving super slow. When you come down, this time shake your head. Shake your head from side to side. Feel your neck and your shoulders release. And then slowly rebuild. We're going to do one more. And slowly roll back up. Stand tall, roll your shoulders back, big breath in. As you exhale, rolling back down one more time. Soft bend in your knees. And then this time, cross your arms over. You're going to sway from side to side. So you've got your arms hanging heavy, head dropping down between the arms, and then start to twist around from your waist. And sway a little bit side to side and twist around. Let your upper body hang heavy. Let your head just hang completely, so don't use your neck at all. Looking back behind you. And then release your hands, take them to the floor. Step your right leg back. Nice big step back. And then inhale, lift your arms up into the air into a high lunge. Push your back heel down. Inhale. As you exhale, lower back down. Switch your feet over, so step your right foot forwards, step your left leg back. Inhale, lift yourself up. Pause for a breath. Relax your shoulders. Take your hands back down again on an exhale. Step your feet back together. Bend your knees and then inhale. Sweep your arms forwards and up. Come up with a flat back. And then float your hands down by your side. And then step up to the front edge of your mat. Going to do some warrior poses. So step your left leg back first and come into warrior two. So big step back. Turn your back foot to face the front. And then your right toes are going to face the short edge of your mat with your knee above your ankle. That's it. And then arms stretch out to the side. Relax your shoulders down. So just make sure your right toes are facing right out to the side. That's it. So they point towards the short edge of your mat. Relax your shoulders. Tuck your hips under. Lift up through your chest. And then turn your right palm so it faces up. Inhale, stretch your right arm up into the air. Oh, my words. Drop your left hand towards your left leg and reverse warrior. Stretch your arm up into the air. On your next inhale, come back up. And as you exhale, lean to the front, side angle pose. So rest your forearm on top of your thigh. Stretch your top arm up overhead. Inhale, back up. And then as you exhale, we're going to cartwheel the hands down. So you spin the hands round. Come back to downward facing dog. Pause in downward facing dog for a moment. And then look up at your hands, walk your feet forwards. Roll yourself up, sweeping your arms out to the sides. Lift the chest, lean slightly back. And then take your hands back down by your side. And then we'll do warrior two on the other side. You can stay where you are. I'm just going to switch sides so that I can still look at you when I turn to the side. So take your right leg back behind you. So left toes facing the short edge of your mat, right toes out to the side. Big bend in your left knee, reach your arms out to the sides, relax your shoulders, tuck your hips under, gaze down your left arm. So just going to do exactly the same on this side. Take a deep breath for a moment, settle in, sink your hips down low. And then turn your left palm so it faces up. Inhale, reverse warrior. So lift your left arm up into the air, right hand rests on your right leg. Stretching up through your top arm, look up to the ceiling. And then inhale, coming back to warrior two. As you exhale, leaning over to the other side, resting your arm on your bent knee, and then reaching up through your top arm. Inhale, back up. And then exhale, spin your hands around, come into your downward facing dog. So hands to the floor, step your left leg back, downward facing dog. And then from here, we're going to come into child's pose. So take a big breath in, exhale, drop to your knees, untuck your toes, bring your knees out wide, Sit back to your heels and then fold over to the floor. Resting your head, feel your hips sink back. And then just pause there for a moment. So just take a couple of long deep breaths. As you exhale, feel your chest sink down. And then gradually come up onto your hands and your knees. Start to shift your weight forwards. Bring your knees hips distance apart. Bring your hands under your shoulders. And then we're going to lift up opposite arm to leg. So lift your right leg and your left arm. Extend them out. And then as you exhale, round your back. See if you can get your elbow towards your knee. So inhale, extending out. Exhale, elbow to knee. And then do one more on that side. Extending, and then coming back to hands and knees. And then same on the left side. So inhale, extend. Exhale, round your back. Elbow to knee, squeezing everything in. Two more. And then extending back to hands and knees when you finish that one. You're going to lower down onto the abdomen. So bring your hands forwards, knees back. Shift your weight so your shoulders are above your wrists. And then slowly lower down. Perfect. So forehead on the floor. Line up your hands at the top of your head. We're going to do Sphinx pose. So you've got your forearms next to your face. And hands up to the top of your head. Feet hips distance apart. And then inhale, lift your head and your chest up. Keep your elbows down on the floor. So legs relax down. And then you've got your elbows under your shoulders. Kind of like Egyptian Sphinx, so Sphinx pose. And can you see my arms okay? Yeah, brilliant. So lift up through your head, roll your shoulders back. Look directly forwards. And then just hold there. So keep drawing your shoulder blades together, shooting your chest forwards between your upper arms. So imagine you're trying to make a big dip in your upper back. Gently push the tops of your feet down to the floor, but keep the rest of your legs relaxed. So relax your glutes. Relax your lower back. And then roll yourself all the way back down. Extend your arms out in front of you. And then we're going to lift up, alternating arms and legs. So we're going to do right leg and left arm, and then opposites. So as you inhale, lifting up one arm and one leg, head and chest. As you exhale, lower back down, and then switch sides. So inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And then keep going at that with the breath. Or if you want to, you can pause. You can just do one and then pause and then another one and pause. Or you just keep going with each round of breath. Do a couple more on each side. Just keep flowing slowly, taking your time, extending and then lifting, and then make sure you finish on the opposite side that you started so you're even, and then make that your final one, and then we'll do a short child's pose just to stretch out the back. So you're going to take hands under the shoulders, push back, bring your big toes together, sit back to your heels, fold over, take 3 deep breaths. And then slowly roll yourself up when you're ready, so kind of like a spine roll. Head coming up last, roll up slowly, take a deep breath as your head comes up, roll your shoulders back. And then spin your legs out in front of you. We'll do some seated postures. So you've got legs extended. We're going to do a seated forward fold, both legs together. Sit bones on the floor, so move your thighs apart and then you can feel those two bones pushing down. Flex your feet, pull your legs up, and then inhale, stretch your arms up into the air, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge forwards, reach forwards. If you can find your feet, you can hold onto your toes or your feet, or you can rest your hands on your ankles or your shins, and then gently pull forwards and hold there. So first thing in the morning, we're normally not our most flexible, a bit stiff, so don't worry if you can't go as far as you maybe would like. Just listening to your body, feel everything start to gradually ease up. Take one more breath here, and then roll yourself up on an inhale. Roll your shoulders back. Gonna shift ourselves forward so we've got bent knees, and then do a boat pose. So make sure you've got space behind you, because then when we finish we'll roll all the way back. So just gonna take the hands out in front, relax the shoulders, keep your spine long, slide your chest back. And then you've got a few different options. Feet on the floor and just hold there and take some long deep breaths. You can do one leg, take 3 breaths and then switch to the other leg, or you can have both legs up. So I'll do one, so you know when to switch if you're switching. So just breathe deeply. Keep lifting up through your chest, relax your shoulders. If you're doing one leg, switch over to the other leg. Keep that spine long and straight. And then take both feet to the floor. Roll, so shift your weight forwards, hug your knees, drop your head between your knees, and then roll all the way back like you're doing half a sit-up. So just slowly roll down. See if you can go as slow as you can. And then extend your legs out straight. Inhale, lift your right leg up into the air. Hold behind the back of your leg, flex your foot, and just pause there. Feel your shoulders relax down. And then point your toes, circle your ankle around a few times each way. And then go back to a flexed foot, kick your heel up towards the ceiling. Then hug your knee into the chest. Take your left hand onto your left leg or onto your left hip bone. Take your right hand onto your right knee, and just going to move the knee from side to side, but try to keep your hips level. So try to avoid twisting or rocking from side to side. Try to keep everything else in your body still and just move your leg. So it comes out to the right and then it goes across over to the left. And then we can do some circles, so same idea, everything else still. Start to circle your knee around. Draw a circle in the air with your knee, rotating from the hip, and then back the other way. And then come back to the centre, hug your knee back in one more time, and then release, take your right leg to the floor. Inhale, lift your left leg up, hold behind the back of your leg, flex your foot. Settle in, get comfortable, relax your shoulders, kick your heel up to the ceiling. And then point your toes, circle your ankle around a few times each way. Feel how that changes the stretch of your leg. And then flex your foot again, gently pull your leg back behind you. And then hug your knee to your chest. Take your right hand onto your right leg or right hip bone, left hand onto your left knee. We'll start moving side to side first. So keep everything else still, lightly engage your core to keep your body steady. And then just moving your knee over to the left, over to the right, moving slow, lots of control. And then switching to some circles. So drawing a big circle in the air with your left knee, rotating round from the base of your spine, the base of your thigh, and then back the other way. Hug your knee in one more time, and then relax back down. And then bend your knees so you've got feet flat on the floor. You're going to do bridge pose. So feet flat on your mat, hips distance apart, thighs hips distance apart. Take your hands down and you should just be able to touch the heels with your fingertips. And then take your hands wherever is comfortable. Tuck your hips under. Inhale, roll your hips up into the air. Lift your spine up. Push your hips up. And then exhale, roll back down again. So you're going to roll with the breath. So inhale, rolling up. Exhale, rolling down. And see if you can have your hips as the first thing to leave and the last thing to come back on your mat. Next time you roll up, keep your hips elevated up in the air. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your glutes, push your heels down to the floor. Stretch your hips up. And then slowly roll yourself back down again. And then sway your knees from side to side. Feel your hips rock from side to side. Drop your knees all the way over to the right. Take your hands a little bit away from your body. Maybe turn your head to the left. Feel everything completely relax. Become heavy and drop down. And then switching over, take your knees over to your left. Turn your head to the right. And then come back to the centre. Make yourself comfortable so you can keep your knees bent or you can take your legs down. We're just going to do a 2-minute relaxation. So just make yourself comfortable. I'm going to sit up just so you can hear me a bit better. But if you just lie however you like. Close your eyes over. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed and away from your head, dropping to the floor. Make sure your lower back feels rested. Make sure your whole body feels comfortable. Eyes softly closed over, jaw released, mouth relaxed, whole face relaxed. And tune in with your breath. So take some long, big, deep breaths in and out. Feel the breath travel through your nose. Feel your abdomen expand. Feel your chest expand. As you exhale, feel everything drop back down and come back to the centre. Feel the breath leaving your body through your nose. And just do that about 10 times. So just clearing your mind completely and just thinking about your breath. Finishing off those last 2 or 3 rounds of breath. Start to take your focus down to your hands and your feet And start to move your fingers and toes, circle your wrists and ankles around. Maybe rock your head from one side to the other. Deepening your inhale, waking everything up. And then sweep your arms up overhead, extend your legs out, do a big full body stretch. So just stretching out everything, stretch out one side and then the other side, a big deep stretch on your whole body. And then hug your knees in towards your chest, have a little rock from side to side, stretch out your back. Take your hands onto the back of your thighs, rock backwards and forwards, do a couple of little rocks. And then rock all the way up if you can, or you can use your hands to push yourself up if that works better. And then sit comfortably, sit yourself tall, do a couple of shoulder rolls. And then we'll do a big breath together to finish the class. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, bring your hands to your chest. Namaste.